Hi everyone, this is Heba from my little journal, and today I'm going to be doing my Q&A video. I asked a few days ago, I'm going to say probably 10 days ago on Instagram, to leave me some questions that I can answer in a video on YouTube. And you guys left me some really good questions, and I can't wait to answer them for you. But I have a feeling this video is going to be extremely long because it had a lot of questions. So what I decided to do is do a part 2. And because I'm going to do a part 2, if there is any questions you want to ask me here on YouTube, you can leave them in the comments down below, and I'll make sure to add them in part 2, because I don't know why I didn't think of asking here on YouTube. So this is your chance to ask any questions that I didn't answer in this video, or you're curious about something, just leave it in the comments down below. You can ask me anything. I don't mind answering your questions. So let's start. I have my phone here with me with all the questions. So I'm going to start with the first one, which is, so do you have any graphic art training? I do not. I wish I did. I was more on the music side of being creative, I guess, or the music side of everything. You can see that actually in my kids. They both play instruments. They're amazing. And I used to play the piano. I grew up more on the music side, and I recently, like as an adult, got into the art side of things. So I wasn't interested in it, I guess, but I wish I did. It would be amazing to be on that side, like the graphic art design stuff, but I'm not. So next one, where do you get all that inspiration? I get inspiration from everything. It could be product, it could be photos of my kids, it could be a moment. Everything inspires me, honestly, especially the products, I'm gonna say, because when I get new products or I discover my older stash, it inspires me to create something. So really everything. And I think that's a good thing, because I kind of don't fall out of love of creating, because I get inspired by a lot of things. Next one. Do you want to be my BFF? You are such a great person. Thank you so much. That is so sweet of you. I would love to be everybody's BFF. You guys have been so amazing. I feel like I'm friends with all of my subs and my followers on Instagram. You guys are so cool and so great. When do you craft? Morning, all day, at night? Is scrapbooking your work? I like to craft in the morning. I'm more inspired and more creative, I think, in the morning. Probably it's more energy, I guess. I do have a job. I work with my husband. We have a small medical supply company. So I have to do my real job and get that done with. And once I'm done, I start creating. My kids go to school almost all day because they have after school activities and things. So I have a lot of time in the morning to do my own thing and craft. So I'm more productive in the morning. In the evening, not so creative, honestly. I think I'm just tired by then, did all my errands, got the kids, cooked dinner, all that stuff. So I don't have energy, and I just don't want to create. So definitely in the morning. And the second part of the question was, is scrapbooking your work? It is not. Well, I mean, a lot of people probably think it is work, because sometimes I get paid to create certain projects. I work with some companies that pay me or send me free products. So some people probably look at it as work, but I don't. Honestly, you don't get paid like crazy money. It's not like you can make a living off of it. So I don't look at it as work. I look at it as my hobby and a way to create. So like I said, I don't think it's work. Work is really my job that I do with my husband, and that's work, and that pays my bills. So let's move on. Any tips for selecting cards and embellishments to match your photos? This is a really good question. I get it all the time. And I always say that it comes naturally to me, not because I'm better or I'm great. It's because I've been doing it for a while, and because let's start with Project Life. I've been doing it since 2011. So it's just become something natural that just happens. But my tip for you is, if you're starting out or it's something really hard for you to do, is matching your embellishments with your photos and stuff. I always recommend to start with one card. If you're working a Project Life, choose that card that calls your name, that's telling you, use me on your spread. If that card matches one of your photos, so let's say my daughter's wearing pink, that card has a little bit of pink in it, you can use that. You can build from there. Your cards don't have to match all the photos on your spread. It can just match one photo, and then you can build from all the rest of the photos. So if the rest of the photos have some yellow and green, you can use embellishments to bring in those colors from your photos. So you're really just building. It doesn't have to be matchy-matchy. Not everything has to be pink and purple and those matching colors. You can make the colors match for you. I always believe that, you know, when people say that there's certain colors that don't match, I don't believe that. I believe that everything matches. If you make it work together, they will match. So just take from your photos. It doesn't have to be one photo. It can be all your photos and build on that. And also you can build your cards from your photos. You can build your embellishments from your photos. So definitely start there. Start with one card, one photo, and then build your whole spread on everything else. I hope I made sense. Next up, does your family appreciate and enjoy all your project life albums and documenting? They really do. My family, my kids, my husband love my work, love going through my albums. They even share it with their friends. My kids' friends watch me on YouTube. I've even gotten a few to scrapbook now, which is amazing. They're so cute. My family, my parents, my siblings, they all are so amazingly supportive. They love my videos. They love my Instagram posts. And they actually think like I'm the best scrapbooker in the world because they don't follow any other scrapbookers. So they probably, you know, think I created scrapbooking. But yes, I get really good feedback from my family and my friends. All my friends watch my videos, and I really, really appreciate it. And they're really supportive of my work. So yes, they definitely watch everything and support all my work. And they love seeing themselves, by the way, on my projects. They always send me messages. If one of them doesn't like the picture I use, they'll send me a message like, I can't believe you used that ugly picture of myself. Or I'll get the ones where they love the spread. So yeah, they're very supportive. Next up, what do you do when you have lost your mojo? Although I don't think it ever happens to you. That's so sweet. It does happen to me. Actually, I lose my mojo taking pictures. Sometimes I will notice the whole week that I took the dumbest pictures on the planet. Like I don't have pictures of my kids or myself. It's just pictures of stuff. And that's okay. I always say, like, when you lose your mojo and you don't feel like creating, give yourself some space. I do that. I will not go up to my craft room for days. Even once it was over 10 days. And I'm okay with that. You know, I feel like if I pressure myself, I will hate it even more. And when I do go back up to my craft room, I start really, really small, like my planner. I'll stamp in my planner, or I'll add stickers in my planner. And that will actually kind of help me get back into it. So definitely start small. Now, a lot of times I have projects that are due and I have due dates that I have to get them done, but I'll still not like push myself to create. I'll make my project very, very simple, probably stamping a title, adding a few embellishments here and there, and that always helps me to get back into it. So always give yourself some space, take it easy. It's not a big deal. You have to remind yourself that this is a hobby and it's something you really enjoy doing, and don't pressure yourself to constantly create. Our next question is, how many hours a week do you spend crafting? Do you do it daily? Thanks. I'm gonna say probably daily. No, I definitely don't create on weekends. I like to spend my weekends with my family, my kids, because they're home and I'm home, and that is the time I get to spend quality time with them. So I do not create on weekends. It's very rare for me to create on weekends. It has to be something big, either a class I'm working on or a project that is due that I would work on a weekend, but I really don't. But I'm gonna say I work probably on creating or crafting 4 days a week, maybe. And it's probably a couple of hours. It's not long. I'm a fast scrapbooker, so it doesn't take me long to create a layout. And a lot of these videos that you guys watch here on YouTube, it's videos that I've done in one setting. So I'll create more than one spread in one sitting. Because I'm fast, and if you guys have been watching my 15-minute challenge, you can see that I like to work fast and I create fast. So it doesn't take me long to create more than one spread. So I'm going to say probably 4 times a week, a couple of hours here and there. How are you so amazing? Thank you so much. That's so sweet. You guys are as amazing. Did you craft as a child? I mean, basic children's crafts, Play-Doh and creating noodle necklaces and things like that, but nothing fancy, nothing amazing. My mom is very creative and my older sister's very creative. So when I ever had projects, they helped me with them and they did all the drawings and I just colored them in and stuff like that. But I was not like a crafter. I didn't do like anything amazing. It was just the basic children's crafting, I guess. What's the best way to clean stamps? I use a chamois. I use my Lawn Fawn chamois, and recently I've discovered the absorber, and this is like a huge piece of cloth that you can clean your stamps with, and it's very, very similar to the Lawn Fawn chamois. I'm gonna grab it real quick. Hold on. Okay, so it's this thing right here. It's amazing. It's basically exactly like the chamois that I've been sharing with you guys, but it's so much cheaper. I got it from Amazon and I'm gonna say it was like 10 bucks, but it's huge. And I've been trimming them down. So now I have a lot on hand and they work perfectly. I throw it in the washer like probably once a week because you guys know I do a lot of stamping. So I do throw it in the washer and it works perfect. I love it. And I just wipe off my stamps. I know a lot of people wash their stamps. I've never done that. I don't feel like I need to do that. Probably if your stamps are really, really old and really bad, in bad condition. But I've never had to do that. I just wipe it off with the chamois and I'm good to go. What printer do you use to print your photos? Which printer would you recommend? I use the Canon selfie printer. I will add a link up at the eye for you guys. I do have a tutorial on using the selfie printer. I love it. I've been using it since 2011, and I've had mine since then. It's been doing great. I think I would love a newer one just because I want the new version, but this one is working as good. It's been years now. I love it. I recommend it. I know a lot of people don't like it. I mean, it does have its pros and cons, but I really enjoy it. I love printing at home. I feel like it saves me a lot of money and I can create all kinds of different collages with it, and I can print from a 6x8 all the way down to a 2x2 if I want. So I love that printer. I definitely recommend it, and I recommend you watch my tutorial here on my YouTube channel. You can find it in the playlists under tutorials, and I share a lot about my selfie printer. Are you doing the Take 5 anymore? No, you guys, I had to bail out of the Take 5. I have so much to do from work, my kids, my family life, everything. And the projects I do here on YouTube. It's just been so much to take on, and I had to let go of a lot of little things here and there to kind of focus on the bigger stuff, I guess. Even though I love the Take 5, I love all the ladies in the Take 5, and I loved sharing my videos with you guys, but it's been hard to kind of stay on it. So I'm not doing that anymore, but I hope to still share some mixed media with you guys. Did you finish your vacation album? If so, will you film a flip through? Yes, I did finish that. I'm so sorry it took me so long. I've been wanting to film a flip through of my finished vacation album, and I've promised you guys that I would do it. and I'm really hoping that I will be able to post it next week. I hope so, fingers crossed. I'm just working on editing that video and uploading it to YouTube. Thank you for asking. Okay, so next up is, how long have you been creating videos? I've been on here since October 2016, so it's been a little bit over 2 years. And I've been really enjoying creating here on YouTube. You guys have been amazing. So I haven't been here for long, but I feel like it has been long. It's weird. But yeah, it's been a little bit over 2 years. What do you use to shoot photos or your pictures? I just use my phone. I love using my phone. It's with me all the time. I do have a DSLR, which I never use. I haven't used it in years, and I feel guilty. I need to sell that thing. But yeah, I think we all have great quality cameras on our phones, and I just use apps to help me filter them and all that good stuff. And now I know someone's gonna ask me, I'm using the SX Max. They made them so complicated now that I forget what kind of phone I have. Before that, which I got this phone recently, probably a few months ago on my birthday, I wanted to treat myself. But before that, I used the 7 Plus, and my photos turned out beautiful and my videos turned out beautiful. I do use my phone to record as well, my videos and everything. I don't think you need fancy equipment to create videos. I don't think you need fancy equipment to take beautiful photos. Use your phones. They are amazing, and they're basically with you all day long. So definitely use your phone. Okay, so my next question is, do you hate rounded corners? This is my friend Amanda. She's adorable, and she actually asked me, what is your sign? So my sign is the Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius, and if I hate rounded corners, I'm gonna say yes and no. Yes, because sometimes I feel that they don't need to be there. They're just there and annoying. And then no, they don't bother me because I kind of push it to the side and pretend they don't exist, I guess. So if I have to use them in a spread, I just pretend like they're not there and they're not bothering me. But I also would not go out of my way to buy rounded corners. They're not my favorite. But if I have them, I'm going to use them because I don't like to get rid of my stash. I don't like to throw my stuff away. So that is my answer to your question, Amanda. And can we hang out? We already do hang out. I actually hang out with a bunch of amazing crafty ladies that I met on Instagram and on YouTube. And we do like a virtual crafty date every week when we can. And it's so much fun, and I love spending that time with them. Okay, next up, our next question. How do you know that your piece of art is finished and needs no additional touches? That's a really good question. I'm gonna say that to me, less is more. So because I feel this way, I know when to stop. I always feel like too much of something is not a good thing, even in life. So if I have a lot of embellishments going on, I'm not going to add my crystal drops. And you guys know how much I love my crystal drops, but I won't add them because I know that I overdid it with the embellishments, and the crystal drops are just going to be nonsense on my spread. And vice versa. If I have a lot of photos, I know less is more. I'm going to keep it simple with my embellishments. I'm going to keep it simple with my stamping, and kind of make sure that everything flows nicely. So I always feel like if everything looks nice and flows nicely, then my spread is done for sure. I will not add any more. Do you think being creative is an innate trait or a thing to be learned and nurtured? That's a really good one as well. This is my amazing cousin. He's so creative, by the way. I think you can build your creativity. I'm an example. Like I said earlier, I started on the music side of things, and I never was crafty and creative like now. And I built it, I grew it, I started small, I was working on little projects here and there, and I grew my style, I grew how I work on spreads and how fast I work on spreads. All of this comes with practice and time. So definitely, if you feel like you can't create a layout, I say you can. It's all about practicing and building on it. So our next question is, how did you discover scrapbooking? I moved to Dubai in 2006 with my husband and kids. My husband had a job there, and we moved to Dubai, and my next door neighbor was a scrapbooker. And I discovered scrapbooking through her. She shared all her beautiful albums with me. I was in love, and she was amazing. I was scrapbooking with her. She would share her supplies with me, and she kind of taught me how to layer and do all these amazing things. And I literally fell in love through her work. So I can't thank her enough. We're still friends. We're still in contact. She's amazing. She does share her work on Instagram. I'm going to add her Instagram down the description box for you guys if you want to check her out. But she's more focused now on mixed media, but she does beautiful work and beautiful stuff. And I appreciate her so much because she shared her love of scrapbooking with me. And now look at me, over 10 years now. I know it's been forever since I moved to Dubai, but it's been a while, and I appreciate her so much for sharing her love for scrapbooking. I can't even tell you how much I love this hobby and what it means to me. So I want to thank Jo for sharing her love for scrapbooking with me, and I appreciate it so, so much. And that's how I discovered scrapbooking. Do you make 12 by 12 layouts? I do not. I used to when I first started scrapbooking, but I don't work in a 12 by 12 anymore. I think it's way too big for my style, and it's just so intimidating. I love the traveler's notebook size. I love the fact that I can add all these traveler's notebooks here. See those right there? All of those on just, 2 cubes on my shelf. If I did 12 by 12s, I would have to find those large albums, find space for them. And this is one of the reasons why I also changed my project life to a 6 by 12 because of that, because of the large 12 by 12 albums. They're huge. I love them. I love the size for a project life, but not for layouts. I'm done with that size. I will never do a 12 by 12 anymore. I think they're just humongous, intimidating. I give a lot of props to people who still work in 12 by 12s because it's not easy. For me, it's not. I feel like working in the traveler's notebook is so much easier because the size, and it's not as intimidating, and you don't have to add a lot of product and all that stuff. So no, I don't work in 12 by 12 anymore, but I'm loving my traveler's notebook size. Okay, how do you keep your creativity going? You show new content every week. Answering the inspiration thing and the mojo thing, and how long I create. It's very similar to this question. I just love looking through Instagram, being inspired by you guys and what you post. Everything around me inspires me. And like I said, I just love to create. So I'll work a couple of hours here and there throughout the week on a few spreads. And like I said, I'm just really fast when creating and working on my layouts. So it really doesn't take me that long. And I don't share with you half of the stuff I create. I think you guys see in my flip throughs, in my traveler's notebooks, that there's a lot of spreads that I don't even share on Instagram or here on YouTube. And I just create for myself. And I always say this, being on creative teams is great. I love being on creative teams. I love working with the other girls on the team and working with these amazing companies. But I also want to create for myself. Even though I do these projects for creative teams, it's still working for myself. I'm creating for myself. And that's why there's a lot of projects I don't share with you guys. I don't want to overwhelm you with all my projects, but also because these are just moments where I'm sitting in my craft room and I'm creating for myself. So next up is, why did you start doing videos? Were you nervous when you started? I started to inspire people. I was a huge fan of, 2 Peas in a Bucket. They used to share videos here on YouTube, and I would wait to watch those videos and be inspired. And then they went out of business, and I was, searching on YouTube a lot. There is some scrapbookers at the time, but not a lot of scrapbookers, and they didn't post, all the time. So it kind of bummed me out, and I was thinking, I wish somebody would share and inspire me. And I thought, I'm sure a lot of people feel that way. So I wanted to do the same thing, and I wanted to share on YouTube and inspire others and share on Instagram. So that's why I started. And also my kids drove me crazy. They just really wanted me to start on YouTube. They thought it would be great if I was on YouTube sharing my work. And that's what I did. I started sharing it here on YouTube. And the other part of the question was, were you nervous? Of course, I was very nervous. I was scared that, people weren't going to be nice. I was scared that people wouldn't like my style or my projects. So yes, I was very nervous, but you know what? I always say you have to take that step, and rejection is okay. Not everybody's going to love you. Not everybody's going to love your work. And you know what? That's okay. That doesn't bother me. I think the amount of people that do enjoy my videos and do love my work surpasses those people who don't. And I always say this, you have to build the confidence in yourself, and it comes with, rejection comes with that, the confidence. You have to be rejected and not accepted or loved to kind of build your self-confidence. So, okay, you guys, so this is going to be my last question that I'm going to answer, because this video is going to be way too long. So if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments down below, and I will add them to part 2 of my Q&A. But let's just go ahead and ask this last question and answer this last question. You are Arab and I guess also Muslim, but at the same time, you are a feminist and very strong, independent woman. I'm very impressed, but also curious how you did that and achieved it. If it is not too personal, please tell us a little bit about that. Okay, so I just first wanted to say thank you for that question. It's a really, really good one, and I'd love to answer it. I've said this before, I'm an Arab American Muslim, and I'm proud of it. I don't shy away to say it. I teach my kids to be proud of that, and I love both countries and both worlds and both cultures. I grew up in the US. I grew up also in Jordan in the Middle East. So I got to live both worlds, and I find myself very, very lucky. I can tell you now that all the stereotyping about Muslims and Arabs and all that stuff is just not true. Women are not suppressed, not controlled. Now, I give this example to all of my American friends that look at it this way. In the US, you have men that are controlling and suppressing their women. Maybe you can go to Europe and you'll find that in Europe. You can go to Africa and you'll find that in Africa. So, but you can't sit there and say all American men suppress their women or control their women, because it's not true. And it goes the same way for Arabs, for Muslims. Women are not controlled, and women can go to school. Women are independent. If you look at what happened in our House of Representatives, Congress, and all of this, you have Arabs in there, women, and Muslim women in Congress and in our House of Representatives, and that is amazing. So that in itself tells you that women are not suppressed and are not controlled by their men. So I wanted to get that out of the way, because I always feel like we are totally stereotyped. And also, my parents, they came from Palestine. They grew up in Palestine. They're originally from Palestine, as I am. And they wanted a better life for their kids. If you guys have been watching the news for the past 60-something years, you know what's going on in Palestine. So they wanted to raise their children somewhere where it's safe. And they came to the US not knowing any English, any kind of, they didn't understand the culture, nothing. So my parents learned English. My father started his own company. He built himself from scratch. And just seeing how they worked so hard for their children. I have we're 5 kids. So I have 4 siblings, and they worked so hard for us. That in its own built that confidence and independence. I just wanted to be like that. I wanted to be successful. I wanted to, be there for my children. And I appreciate them so, so much for going out of their way, their comfort zone. They went to a small town in Georgia where nobody even knew what Arabs were, and let alone Muslims. They got a lot of slack. Life was not easy for them. And I appreciate that they held on for us. I can't tell you how much that means to me and my siblings. So I'm trying to say here that, I know I'm probably going off topic right now, but love the people around you. Don't look at their skin color, their religion, where they're from, their accents. Look at people beyond that. I think it starts with us, like with yourself. Then you teach your kids, and your kids teach other people. I always tell my kids, if somebody said something mean to you and said anything about your culture or who you are or your religion, teach them. This is an opportunity to teach them, because they don't know. If they're that ignorant, that means they don't know. And you are there to teach them what they don't know. Don't get angry. Don't be upset. Be there for that person so they can be a better person, and not do that again with another child or another kid in school. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. I feel like I talked way too much and I went off topic a lot. But thank you so much for this question. I appreciate it. I appreciate that you saw that in me. And I hope I was able to teach even one person a little bit about my culture. But anyways, I definitely recommend, if you can go on a family vacation to the Middle East, you should definitely do it. It's underrated. The Middle East is gorgeous, beautiful countries, and there's a lot to choose from. The people are amazing. The culture is amazing. The food, oh my gosh, you guys, the food is amazing. So definitely recommend it. So if you definitely want some recommendations, ask me. I'll love to answer those and give you some recommendations. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to leave your questions down in the comments down below, and I'll get to those in my part 2. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. And I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye.